Please join me in saluting our flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Get a roll call, please.
Sure. Mr. Meehan,
Here.
Mr. Wakilski. Did you let him in?
Nope.
Ms. Casconi?
Here.
Ms. DiVenezia?
Here.
Mr. Balin?
Here.
Ms. Maisy?
Here.
Ms. Lopez is absent. Mr. Weissman?
Here.
Mr. Lynch?
Here.
Mr. Semrau is absent. Mr. Pasternak?
Here.
Mr. Henry is absent. Mr. Laverty?
Here.
Ms. Bonzowitz is here.
This meeting is being held in person and live streamed via Zoom. The public is invited to attend in person or to view the meeting by following the link below. Oop. I'm out of sorts. I don't have to read that, but I'm halfway through, may as well. Or recalling the phone number listed below the link. Public comments are welcome in person or by submitting written comments to the town clerk, which will be distributed to members of the governing body, which, although not required by law to be read at a meeting, may be summarized or read in their entirety during the public portion of the meeting. Written comments may be submitted via email with the subject line public comment to the town clerk, Elizabeth Bonzowitz, at her email address, or by mail addressed to Elizabeth Bonzowitz, Town Clerk, Town of Booton, 100 Washington Street, Booton, New Jersey, 07005. All written comments must include a name, address, and phone number in order to verify the author. Email comments must be received at least 8 hours prior to the meeting. Mail comments must be received by 4 p.m. the day of the meeting. Mayor's statement. That's what I should have read. Notice of the meeting has been provided through resolution adopted by the mayor and council on December 15th, 2025 at its regular meeting of the mayor and town council at the Booton Town Hall, 100 Washington Street, Booton, New Jersey, and by electronic mailing to the citizens of Morris County and Daily Record newspapers through posting on the town website and by filing copies same with the town clerk. Members of the public were also permitted to submit written comments prior to the meeting via mail or email, which may be summarized or read in their entirety during the public comment period. All public comments, whether during the public portion of the meeting or submitted beforehand, shall be limited to no greater than 3 minutes in duration. We'll move on to administrator and committee reports. Mr. Laverty, have anything to say to us?
No
Okay.
report.
We're going to skip the administrative report. Our administrator is on vacation. Move on to economic development. Councilmember Meehan.
Thank you, Mayor. We met last Friday. Primary discussions was about all of the grants that we have going on. So the TAP grant, working with DOT on getting that up and running. With the Darris Theater, we're meeting with one of our SMEs to work on next steps, specifically to work with some of the companies that did not supply an RFP, find out why they, what we fell short on so they can actually supply something to us. So again, more fact finding going on. We talked about the Highlands grant coming through. There's a couple of items that we've all been tasked to bring some projects where we want to focus our energies on that. The NPP, we're reviewing some revised designer proposals. The community garden, we're looking to get that up and running. I did speak with Mr. Murray, who's actually in there's no Eagle Scouts projects taking place. However, they did offer to donate some of their labor, so that would be very helpful. The Transit Village, we're waiting for DOT on the next steps. They reviewed everything that we've supplied so far, so we're in good shapes there. And then just some other grants we talked about, Trails Grant, AARP grant, we're looking to get some computers for the senior center. And we're also working with a company to put Wi-Fi in 3 major parks. So a lot going on there. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Any comments or questions for Councilmember Meehan? Seeing none, we'll move on to parking. Councilmember Lopez, who's absent tonight, so I'll just make a couple quick comments. We met last month, basically reviewed some RFPs that we sent out regarding parking meters. Once again, they came back from 4 different vendors, and it's still not apples to apples. It's closer, at least it's fruit to fruit, but it's not apples to apples. So we basically responded to those 4 with exact guidelines, what we're looking for. At different scenarios of kiosks and meters. We gave them specific numbers, and they should come back to us And we were going to ask that they also present them to us because we understand the hardware that potentially providing, but the software that allows remote payment capabilities is a little harder for us to understand and quantify what the cost would be. We've also received a contract for, I believe they're safety sticks, where they would go in, they wouldn't be a metered parking, but they would monitor like the yellow zones. If somebody's in the yellow zone for more than a defined period of time, it could be 2 minutes, 3 minutes, it would be automatically generate a ticket. So we're trying to ramp up the enforcement of parking. Any comments or questions? Okay, moving on. Public Works, Councilmember Mazie.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. So we discussed on February 23rd, the assessment of snow removal in the town. Now, this was the first or second day that the new superintendent, Eric Gore, he was drinking from the fire hose, and he did a wonderful, wonderful job, and so did DPW. He came in and noticed, how we broke up the town. It was done in sections for snow removal. He thought it was very well organized and that the DPW workers did a great job. What he wants to do is to be able to expand those sections to make them larger and maybe put a couple of other trucks on there to clean it out a lot quicker when there's a snowstorm like the sizable one that we had. He also did comment that there was no tailgate spreaders. We had talked about that. So we have some tricky roads here in Boonton. Some of them are narrower, and a smaller truck with a tailgate spreader would probably help those roads to be able to be serviced a lot better. So that was something that he did talk about. The administrator, Neil Henry, did mention that if that's something that he needs to talk to finance about that and get that into our finance budget if we can do that for this year or next year. The part-time seasonal workers, we have hired some part-time seasonal workers to help with snow removal. Those folks worked out really well. Eric Gore was very happy with the services that they did provide. And the following day, Eric did do a drive around town just to see how the roads were cleared off, where there might be some trouble sections that he did address. And he did address a trouble section with a resident, and that was definitely taken care of. He also did let us know that going curb to curb was not possible during this snowplow because they would have buried the sidewalks. And that would have been 3 to 4 feet of snow that residents would have to shovel out if they did curb to curb for that second storm. So what the residents had seen on that second storm is not how we normally clean streets, but that's how it was done to try and help residents so they didn't have that much snow to be able to remove. We talked about setting maybe some expectations for residents, and we want to do this through the Boonton newsletter. So when, prior to a large storm like this, we're going to let the newsletter know to maybe put out something in print, what residents can expect. So the mayor doesn't get a lot of emails. We don't get a lot of emails about snow cleanup. They know what to basically expect from us. So that's what we're going to be able to do to help with that. We talked about DPW office renovations. So those are going to be in full swing. And I believe they said that they're going to be completed by April 1st. So that is painting the offices down there, adding some cubicles and new flooring, which will be really nice for those DPW employees that work in that back office. So we're going to put rubberized flooring in there and do some painting. And then we also talked about further defining the supervisor role. And I think Chris Venturini is falling into that role, and Chris and Eric Gore are working together very well with the projects and kind of, the dissemination of information. So we talked about defining that as well. And then the procedure for care of the equipment, salt equipment. Mayor Lynch had mentioned when he did a walkthrough not too long ago in DPW, he noticed that some of the equipment was rusting prematurely. So Eric is going to put in a cleaning process or a rinse process, if you will, to be able to wash off all of that equipment, either after it's used that evening or that day, or do it the next day with DPW workers. And that's the report out for DPW. So thank you.
Thank you. Any comments or questions? I do have something I wanted to mention. And Councilmember DiVenezia received an email today from a resident with some damage. As we see the snow starting to recede, there's some damages that are becoming evident. Subsequent to your email, I got an email from another resident. So if your property was damaged and you feel it's done by the plow, please reach out to Janine Ollie, Jolley, Jolley at Booton.org. And she's the one who would handle the claims for damages.
And if any of us receive further inquiries, to refer that to her with copy to Neil.
Yes, please.
Okay. Thanks.
Next up, Board of Health, Councilmember Lopez. Seemed like a good evening to be away. Or perhaps she did.
If I may, on the Board of Health,
Yeah,
just one thing.
Sure.
Just to update everyone here, there were a couple of ordinances that were referred from the Board of Health to the Finance and Personnel Administration Committee. One of those ordinances is on our agenda tonight for introduction. The other one we're still working on, just making sure there's no unintended consequences with a couple of the clauses in there. But I anticipate we'll have that in probably the next meeting. But one of them that was referred to the Board of Health is on the agenda for introduction tonight regarding vape and smoking.
The other one is on massage parlor facilities. Yeah. Any questions for Councilmember Lopez? Moving on, Booton Main Street, Councilmember Meehan.
Thank you, Mayor. The big discussion point at our meeting last week was getting ready for the Taste of Booton, an affair that we got going on Friday. Hopefully people have a chance to attend that. It's a first time event, doing it as a fundraiser for Booton Main Street. A number of restaurants are participating. So looking for a good turnout there. Some upcoming events in April. There's going to be a spring stroll down Main Street. In May, there's going to be a gallery walk. April 18th is going to be the town cleanup. Part of the town cleanup is also going to be working. BMS they have a trailer down at DPW that has a lot of their equipment and stuff down there. It hasn't been gone through in a while. So I suggest that we take advantage of the manpower that day, maybe get 1 or 2 people down to that trailer and help clean that out. The farmer's market is going to begin May 16th. One of the endeavors there, number one, the farmer's market is going to be a great turnout. I think we're up to about 80% of all the returning people from last year. There's a waiting list for people to join this year. But one of the things that we're focusing on is what we're calling Market to Main. How can we get the people that are attending the farmer's market up to Main Street and then take advantage of what Main Street has to offer? So looking to do that. There are a number of ribbon cutting ceremonies going on in town throughout the month of March, which is just great that we have new businesses coming in. We just attended one last Saturday for National Card Sharks. They're located by Facile Restaurant in the Walmart Plaza. So it's just good to see that a lot of businesses coming into town. In spring, we're going to be planning some sort of lawn games down at Canalside Park. Trace, I'm sure we'll be talking about that tomorrow. What I'm noticing, a big thing about BMS, my first time really getting involved with the organization, is that their tentacles, much like every other organization, reaches out to other departments, other committees in town. So there's just a lot of cross germination going on, which is just great. We're not duplicating efforts and really maximizing our volunteers. And to Councilmember Maisie's point, snow removal, we're trying to come up with some ideas on how we can help the businesses with their snow removal, whether we get some volunteers, we get some other people to come and do the shoveling. Obviously, the big situation is, okay, we can shovel this stuff, but where's it all going to go? They're going to shovel it out to the streets putting it back on the sidewalk. So trying to work with that. And I'm sure more will come to that as we work with DPW. But a lot going on, very exciting times. Can't wait for the weather to warm up.
Thank you. Any comments or questions for Councilmember Meehan? Seeing none, we'll move on to the Green Team. Councilmember Casconen.
Thank you very much. The Green Team met on February 9th. Thank you, Mayor Lynch, for sitting in on that meeting while I was at the BOE meeting.
Yeah, we might have to discuss that because there's going to be a conflict.
No. So the Green Team did review their core team goals for 2026. Specifically, their top priority is the Sustainable New Jersey certification for the town of Booton, which benefits us, gives us access to grants, expert guidance, and point-based roadmaps for sustainable initiatives, which would work well for some of the other items that they want to do for 2026. They're looking at reinstating the Shade Tree Commission, which would give people of Booton the ability to replace shade trees that they have that need replacing on their yards. We're looking also at the textile recycling program for the town, working with DPW for townwide cleanups as well. I know that we'll be reaching out to you, Kim, for DPW contacts. As well as the community garden discussion. So Councilmember Meehan, I'm sure we will happily work with you for a community garden. And we're looking at some seminars and educations as well. So invasive species education, other educational planning seminars, and of course, promoting public awareness of the Boonton Reservoir Trail Project.
Thank you. Any comments or questions for Councilmember Casconi?
I just have one, council member. So the townwide cleanup, when do you think that will be? Is that going to be in addition to the one that we have going on?
So we have one going on. I believe that they're thinking about one for the fall as well,
Okay,
the spring.
okay.
It's like the third Saturday in April.
Yeah.
Is it, okay,
September, October?
Yeah, September, October time as well.
okay, I can bring that up. I just asked because I'm going down to meet the DPW team on Friday morning, early Friday morning, so I can discuss that with the new superintendent.
Okay, fantastic.
Thank you.
Just one suggestion related to that, if I may, which is that if there's a way to time any kind of cleanup to be right before Labor Day, given how much Putin I think is on display, rightly so, in Labor Day weekend,
Yeah.
I think that would be a really great time.
Now you're looking at August.
And I do have one other question. I know that there was a public hearing about the Reservoir Trail Project last Monday. I don't know whether that was moved due to inclement weather, but is the public comment section on the website still open, do you know, or has it been closed? So if anyone is interested in making a comment, if you go out to that site, maybe there's still a way to put your input in.
Yes. So if it is still open, I would suggest for everybody to go out and make their voices heard. And if not, maybe they will be reopened later for discussion.
Moving on, Historic Preservation, Councilmember Phelan.
Thank you, Mayor. Historic Preservation Commission met last month. We did not receive any applications for that February meeting. We did, however, discuss the ongoing update to the Rockaway Street Historic District bronze historical marker that the county is working on. We confirmed that they are editing the language for that marker and waiting on a further timeline for when it will be completed. We also just discussed the town's action on the Highland Center designation, the historic report. That concludes my report.
Any comments or questions for Councilmember Balin? Seeing none, we'll move on to Councilmember DeVenezia for Housing Authority.
Okay, so the Housing Authority meeting for this week, for this month was canceled because there was no action required by the board, but there was an email from Sherry Sims that discussed, I was hoping that the administrator might be here, but since he's away, that she had several meetings last week with members of the administration and with you regarding certain outstanding issues that are still being worked on.
We're actually
the
trying to
drainage.
schedule that meeting, so
Still trying to schedule it? Okay.
I have not heard back from her. I think the ball's in her court at the moment.
Okay, all right. So that's it. Is there two outstanding, the drainage up on Chestnut Street and also,
Speed bump,
facelift on Riverview.
facelift. Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
Moving on, we'll go on to consent agenda. Resolutions 26-84 through 26-87. They get a motion to open this up for council discussion.
So moved. Maisie?
Second, Balin.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody have any comments or questions or concerns regarding the items on the consent agenda? Seems pretty straightforward this evening.
Mhm.
Seeing none, I would close the council discussion and call for motion to move the consent agenda forward.
So moved, Casconi?
Second, Balin.
Can we get a roll call, please?
Mr. Balin?
Yes.
Ms. Casconi?
Yes.
Ms. DeVenezia?
Yes.
Ms. Maisy?
Yes.
Mr. Meehan?
Yes.
Mr. Weissman?
Yes.
Mayor Lynch?
Yes. New business, ordinance 4-26, introduction title only. An ordinance amending the revised general ordinance of the town of Boonton and providing for regulation of electronic smoking devices, vape shops, edibles, psychoactive substances, and drugs. Can I get a motion to introduce this?
So moved, Weissman.
Seconded, Cascone.
You get a roll call, please?
Mr. Bailey?
Yes.
Ms. Cascone?
Yes.
Ms. DeVenazia?
Yes.
Ms. Mazey?
Yes.
Mr. Meehan?
Yes.
Mr. Weissman?
Yes.
Mayor Lynch?
Yes. Next up on our agenda is town council member, administrator, town attorney comments. Anybody care to bring anything up? The floor is yours.
I got nothing to say this morning.
I would like to wish a happy Purim
There you
to everybody who celebrates.
Thank you.
And by the same token, I guess, the mayor, Councilmember Cascone and I had the real honor, I think, yesterday to attend breakfast, iftar dinner here in Boonton. It was really, so really, as every year, really moving and beautiful experience.
It's very welcoming.
Very
I
welcome.
kind of feel bad that they usher us to get their meal first when they haven't eaten all day.
True.
But they're very welcoming.
Yeah.
Then I would close the council and administrator comments and open the floor up to the public. Anybody has any issue they would like to bring to our attention, please step forward, introduce yourself, and the mic's yours. Seeing none, was there any emails or mails?
No, Mayor.
Okay. Easy peasy tonight. Get a motion to adjourn.
So moved, Maisie.
Second, Weissman.
In favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
It'll be longer to walk.